A nation's resolve, the Donbas, as a crucible. The Ukrainian counteroffensive in the Donbas is not just about territory, it is about the survival of a nation. Russia's invasion seeks to erase Ukraine's identity, its history, its very existence. The Donbas, a region steeped in industrial heritage and cultural complexity, has become a crucible for Ukraine's future. The outcome of this conflict will have profound implications, not only for Ukraine but for the entire international order. The world watches as Ukrainian soldiers, fueled by a fierce love for their homeland, confront a relentless aggressor. The stakes could not be higher. This is a fight for freedom, for democracy, for the right of a nation to determine its own destiny. The international community must stand with Ukraine, providing unwavering support in its hour of need. The fight for the Donbas is a fight for the soul of Ukraine. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people who have faced down tyranny before and refused to yield to its shadow again. The world must recognize the magnitude of this struggle and respond with unity, resolve, and unwavering support for Ukraine's right to exist, to flourish, to be free. Echoing cries, historical parallels, and the fight for freedom. The current conflict in Ukraine, particularly the struggle for the Donbas, carries haunting echoes of the past. The region, scarred by the horrors of both Nazi and Soviet occupation, understands the cost of freedom all too well. The people of the Donbas have witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of totalitarian aggression, of forced assimilation, of historical revisionism. From the Holodomor, the man-made famine engineered by Stalin's regime, to the brutal occupation of World War II, the Donbas has endured unimaginable suffering. These historical wounds, etched into the landscape and the collective memory of the people, serve as a stark reminder of what is at stake in the current conflict. The Kremlin's attempts to justify its invasion with distorted historical narratives only amplify the resonance of past atrocities. The echoes of forced deportations, cultural erasure, and systematic oppression reverberate in the present, fueling the Ukrainian people's determination to resist. The fight for the Donbas is a fight against the ghosts of history, a fight to ensure that the horrors of the past are never repeated. A legacy of resilience, Ukrainian resistance against oppression. The Ukrainian people have a long and proud history of resistance against oppression. From the Cossack uprisings to the dissident movements of the Soviet era, the desire for freedom and self-determination runs deep within the nation's spirit. The current conflict is not merely a reaction to Russian aggression, it is the latest chapter in a centuries-long struggle for autonomy and dignity. The resilience of the Ukrainian people is rooted in their history, their culture, their unwavering belief in the right to chart their own course. Despite facing overwhelming military might, they have mounted a fierce and determined defense, defying expectations and inspiring the world with their courage. The international community must recognize that the Ukrainian resistance is not just about defending territory, but about safeguarding a legacy of resilience, a spirit of defiance against tyranny. The Ukrainian people are fighting for their right to exist, to preserve their language, their culture, their very identity. Their struggle is a beacon of hope for all who value freedom and self-determination. Shifting sands of warfare military tactics in the Donbas. The Donbas, with its sprawling plains and industrial heartland, presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities for military strategists. The region's flat terrain, crisscrossed by rivers and dotted with urban centers, makes traditional trench warfare a precarious endeavor. Both Ukrainian and Russian forces have had to adapt their tactics, employing a combination of maneuver warfare, artillery duels, and drone strikes. The conflict has highlighted the evolving nature of modern warfare, with technology playing an increasingly significant role. Drones, for example, have become essential tools for reconnaissance, targeting, and even direct attacks. The effective use of artillery, often guided by real-time intelligence, has also proved crucial in shaping the battlefield. The Donbas has become a testing ground for new military technologies and doctrines, with both sides constantly seeking an advantage. The outcome of the conflict will likely depend on factors beyond sheer military might, including the ability to adapt to the changing nature of warfare, maintain supply lines, and secure the support of local populations. Section 5. Across the border, Belarus's role and regional security. Belarus, under the rule of Alexander Lukashenko, has played a troubling role in the conflict, serving as a staging ground for Russian forces and a conduit for military equipment. While Belarus has not officially joined the invasion, its complicity in Russia's aggression has drawn international condemnation and raised concerns about the country's own territorial integrity. The presence of Russian troops and military assets in Belarus has significantly altered the regional security landscape, raising tensions with neighboring NATO members. Belarus's participation in joint military exercises with Russia has further fueled anxieties, prompting NATO to bolster its defenses along its eastern flank. The situation in Belarus highlights the interconnected nature of the conflict, with potential for escalation beyond Ukraine's borders. The international community must remain vigilant in monitoring Belarus's actions, imposing costs for its complicity in Russia's aggression and seeking to prevent further destabilization in the region. Section 6. The Price of Truth. Journalists on the front lines of history. In the fog of war, truth is often the first casualty. Yet amidst the chaos and carnage, journalists on the front lines risk their lives to bear witness, to document the human cost of conflict, and to hold those in power accountable. Their work is essential for ensuring that the world understands the true nature of the conflict, the suffering it inflicts, and the need for accountability. However, journalists covering the conflict in Ukraine face immense dangers. They are targeted by both sides, accused of espionage, detained without cause, and subjected to intimidation and violence. The Kremlin's crackdown on independent media within Russia further underscores the risks inherent in reporting on this conflict. The international community must condemn all attacks on journalists and work to ensure their safety. Freedom of the press is paramount, particularly in times of conflict. The world needs to hear the stories, see the images, and understand the human toll of this war. Silencing journalists not only endangers them, but also hinders our collective understanding of the truth. Section 7. Remembering Frédéric, a story unfinished. The tragic death of French journalist Frédéric Leclerc-Imhoff, killed while reporting from eastern Ukraine, serves as a stark reminder of the risks journalists face in conflict zones. Frédéric, like so many of his colleagues, was driven by a commitment to truth, a desire to shed light on the human stories often obscured by the fog of war. His death is a profound loss, not only for his loved ones, but for all who value the pursuit of truth and accountability. Frédéric's story is a testament to the courage and sacrifice of journalists who put themselves in harm's way to inform the world. His work, cut short by this senseless act of violence, reminds us of the importance of protecting journalists and ensuring that their voices are not silenced. Frédéric's legacy, like his unfinished story, should serve as a call to action. We must honor his memory by continuing to demand accountability, by supporting the work of journalists on the front lines, and by never forgetting the human cost of conflict. Let his sacrifice be a reminder of the importance of truth, the power of storytelling, and the need to protect those who strive to bring us the news from the world's most dangerous places. Section 8. A call to action bearing witness, seeking justice. The conflict in Ukraine is not a distant war, a tragedy unfolding on the periphery of our collective consciousness. It is a stark reminder of our shared humanity, a call to action for all who believe in freedom, justice, and the rule of law. We cannot stand idly by while a sovereign nation is torn apart, its people subjected to unimaginable suffering. The international community must continue to provide unwavering support to Ukraine, not only through military aid, but also through humanitarian assistance, economic support, and diplomatic pressure. We must hold those responsible for war crimes accountable, ensuring that justice is served and that impunity does not prevail. Beyond material support, we must also bear witness to the suffering in Ukraine, amplifying the voices of its people and demanding an end to the violence. Silence is complicity. We must use our voices to condemn aggression, to advocate for peace, and to ensure that the world never forgets the human cost of this conflict. Section 9. The enduring spirit, hope, and defiance in the face of adversity. Despite the immense challenges they face, the Ukrainian people have shown remarkable resilience, determination, and unity in the face of adversity. Their spirit, unbroken by violence and displacement, stands as a testament to the enduring power of hope, the unwavering belief in a better future. The images of Ukrainian civilians taking up arms, volunteering in droves, and comforting one another amidst the ruins of their cities are a testament to their indomitable spirit. Their courage in the face of overwhelming odds is an inspiration to the world, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure. The global community must match their resolve with unwavering support, providing not only immediate aid, but also a commitment to helping Ukraine rebuild, heal, and thrive in the aftermath of this conflict. The fight for Ukraine is a fight for the future, a fight for the principles of sovereignty, democracy, and self-determination. The Ukrainian people, through their courage and sacrifice, are reminding the world that freedom is not free, that democracy must be defended, and that hope, even in the darkest of times, can light the path to a better future.